Hey everyone, what is going on? And we did it, we hit Legend, let's go. Now I did feature this team, but we have the Legend one, so you know I have to feature it, right? And the team is going to be Charjabug, Palossand, and Cubbing. Absolutely love the Palossand with Scorching Sands. I think it's a great Pokemon for this meta. This team does struggle against ground leads, although I have beaten Goluk leads a few times, although it's really difficult. Usually against Goluk, you can get a shield because if you're staying in, they kind of think you have Crunch, right? So they might shield that. Crunch is an option if you want to run that instead of Discharge, but I'm not running it. You definitely want X's in my opinion, though. And yeah, as I said, the team worked great. The backline is weak to water. Of course, Charjabug is going to be doing super effective damage towards like the Greninjas, the Toxapex, and other water types, Jellicent, but you really have to lure it out with the Palossand. But either way, great team all in all. Huge shout out to my friend Kevin Saludiris who suggested this team, and this was actually Smurfy's team. So thank you to both of those amazing battlers for the team. And let's go ahead and dive into some battles and see how we play. Scizor lead. This is good. You do resist the steel attacks, right? Night Slash is not going to KO you, and you will KO them with the Discharge. So you just go ahead and let this go. Again, this is good, but you do have to be careful because if you kind of let yourself get too low, you kind of don't want to be locked in against like a Greninja later on with your backline, because the backline hates Greninja with a passion, and I've been in that scenario before, right? I've been in that scenario. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and save my energy. They tried to catch. Good attempt by them. I would have been fine throwing a Discharge into this anyway, but I'd rather save that energy and bring in Palossand, because I know Palossand can tank an attack, and I decided to shield and farm down. I could have thrown, but I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and shield so I can have 2 Scorching Sands, and this would be really good against the Scizor, right? They'll either shield or they'll get KO'd. They actually bring in the Wormadam, though, which I do think was a good play, because Wormadam is going to be able to take these a lot better. However, we do get the attack drop, which is really nice for me. I'm going to go ahead and switch out immediately into my Charjabug and go for the Discharge, and they bring in their Scizor, which is really, really good. So at this point, I knew this game was going to be... she doesn't want to use shield at all, so like this is going to be a good game. I'm not even going to throw an attack there. I was hoping one more Discharge would go through, but it doesn't matter because I can just rock throw down, and that's going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent there. You know what? You know what got me to Legend? That Kafagrigus costume. I love it. All right, going up against Guzzlord. You know what? This is not actually too bad. Obviously, it would be nice to have Cubbing on this, but this is not too bad because X's is super effective, and you need 2 of them to KO it, though. The only thing is Volt Switch is resisted. That's the issue here. But, yeah, I mean, generally speaking, you throw one, they let it go. You throw the other, they shield, and they win this matchup. They actually shield the first one, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the second. And I expect them to let that go, but they actually shield that, so they double shield that. Going to be able to farm me down. But the good thing is Cubbing can come in, and the energy doesn't go anywhere against Cubbing, but my opponent's actually staying in. I was actually a little bit confused there because this energy is all resisted. They do get the defense drop, which is not great, I guess. But again, it doesn't really matter. In this matchup, just going to go ahead and take these crunch attacks. Actually going to go ahead and switch out. So I still have 2 shields. I don't know what's in the back, but 2 shields looking pretty good. If I could... So what I want to do here is throw this attack, the Scorching Sands, right? Another one will KO. We actually do pick up that attack drop, which is really nice. I decided not to shield here. I think I would have shielded if I didn't get the attack drop. But because I got it, I was like, I could take that a lot better. So yeah, what I'm going to do here is shield this one up now and charge up to 2 so I could have a Scorching Sands to throw at... the Guzzlord should it come back in, because a Scorching Sands will be enough to KO the Guzzlord at this health, and it does come in, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw it right now. Kind of bad timing, but it doesn't really matter because this is just going to KO it anyway. Okay, Dragalge, a beautiful shiny Dragalge. This is going to be a good game because we do have the Cubbing in the back, but shiny Dragalge is beautiful, by the way. I love it, and Scorching Sands actually just does so much damage. So I can just let this go. This is going to be a good game. They were actually ABA Dragon. That's why they were not switching out when we had the Cubbing in there when we did. That kind of explains it. But either way, good game. We're able to take that one. Moving on, Charjabug into Azu. Definitely where you want to see it. The backline does struggle against Azu. Cubbing, not so much if they don't have Hydro Pump. And it could go either way. I've battled Azumels with Hydro and without it in this meta. So either way, this is good. However, they are not switching out. So that kind of tells me they might be weak in the back to Azumarill. So even though I could take a Hydro Pump and still win this matchup, I am going to go ahead and invest the shield because I'd rather preserve health in case there's like a Greninja in the back, right? Because if it's like ABA Water with like a Greninja or a Jellicent or something Charjabug really wants to see and the backline does not, kind of want to stay in for now. I'm going to throw this Discharge. I should have switched out right away. I think I switch on to Palossand right after this. Yeah, I do. I should have switched out before throwing that Discharge. Preserve that health, but I didn't do it. Either way, let's go ahead and take this one. It's going to be an Iron Head, doing a good amount of damage. That's fine, but they are not switching out, so I can go ahead and throw the Scorching Sands. I love this Sandcastle. I really do. They actually shield that, so that is telling. So it's not ABA Water, which is good. I'm going to throw the Shadow Ball now because Shadow Ball does do more damage because it's neutral. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it. They actually do shield that. It was a mistake for me to throw Shadow Ball because I would have made another Scorching Sands if I didn't throw the Shadow Ball. I just didn't think they were going to shield that. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, my mistake. But whatever. That's all I can say about it. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Charjabug and go for the Discharge. Go for the KO against the Wormadam. And we'll see what's in the back. It's going to be Cavalier. And I do make it to a Discharge. And now I knew this game was over. Because 2 drill runs, even if they get to it, is not going to be enough to KO my Carbinker. They do get 1 off, but they're only going to get 1 off because that Rock Throw does KO. So perhaps a little bit of an error on my end in this game. But still able to take it anyway. And that is a good game, well played to my opponent. Let's go ahead and move into the next one. Charjabug into Trevenant. This was interesting because obviously we can't leave. I mean, the backline does not want to see this. But X's against Trevenant is fine. You know, the Shadow Ball is going to do a lot. They're not going to bait because I do resist the bait. So, and it's only like, what, 1 extra fast move worth of energy. So, really don't anticipate the bait. That's why I do decide to commit the shield because, again, the backline... it's not even about losing Switch. The backline cannot see this Pokemon, not when it's this healthy. So, we do have to get it low, and I do get it pretty low. Do I decide? I think I let... Do I shield it? I do shield. Okay, I do shield it. I guess I'm going for Switch, and it is Shadow Ball. Okay, that's good. Could I have farmed down? I remember counting, so I feel like they would have just barely made the move, but either way, I do throw the X's anyway. Okay, yep, I'm going to go ahead and throw the Discharge right now. And then I'm going to switch into my Sandcastle, and out comes an Azu. So, I did say Azu is tough, and that is true. I actually threw in really bad timing there, so they get another bubble in, but whatever. I do have to get better with my timing, but that's fine. It is what it is. Azu will get to a move. I know I live in Ice Beam, and it is, in fact, that Ice Beam, so I do live it. Now I throw the Shadow Ball because Shadow Ball does do more damage and I can't make it to another move. So doing a lot of damage. So even though Azu does beat Palossand, we're still able to do a lot to it. They do throw an attack, but here's the good thing about this. I can just Rock Throw all the way down before they get to another attack, right? So don't have to worry about that. They actually pull the Switch, which makes sense. But I'm going to be able to take this one because Brine is not a great move. The only reason it's good on Toxapex is because Toxapex is so bulky. But Brine is just not going to cut it. So I'm going to be able to actually win this one. Which is amazing. You love to see it. So yep, I could even take another one. I am charging up. And yep, I'm going to go ahead and throw. I have 2 attacks. I knew that Azu threw the energy, right? They're out of energy. They're not going to make it to an attack. And even if they make it to an Ice Beam, it doesn't actually KO me. That's how crazy Carbink is. And this is a rank 7, by the way. So it's a really good Carbink. And yeah, it's going to be a great game. Going to be able to take that one. Yeah, again, I would live in Ice Beam from that health. So good game, well played. Let's go ahead and move into the next one. Look how close we are. Charjabug into Nidoqueen. This is awful. This is like at least with Golurk, you threaten the crunch. But there's no reason for Nidoqueen to shield this. So this is not good. And can you really switch out? I mean, Carbink cannot be on that, right? So you do have to stay in. Now this, I was talking to my chat a little bit, and they said, why not run, like, instead of Discharge, run Crunch? At least you have coverage against, for example, like Palossand, or the other goes Golurk. At least you're doing super effective damage, right? And that is true. And at least it's doing neutral towards the Nidoqueen. So you could go that route if you choose to. Obviously, I didn't when I hit Legend. But, totally up to you. if you want to. I think Crunch is good as well, but I would definitely keep Scizor and remove Discharge. I guess you'll be weaker to like Azu, but still good. Anyway, they bring in their Zweilius. So they swapped immediately without even seeing what came in. That tells me it's Double Dragon, so I'm thinking Dragalge in the back, right? That makes sense to me. Could be Guzzlord. I feel like Dragalge is common, but we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and throw my bait right now. Because then I was like, oh, I could probably farm down afterwards. They do not shield it. I didn't think they would, but I'm going to be able to farm down. Unfortunately, they do make it to another attack, but that's okay. Dark Pulse. I do resist all these attacks, as you all know. Nidoqueen is coming in, so I actually call the Poison Fang here, and I do not shield. It actually is Guzzlord. So Guzzlord is coming in. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and throw my Scorching Sands. We do pick up the shield. No attack debuff, which is unfortunate. I do go ahead and shield this one, I think. I know it's going to be a Dragon Claw, but I do go ahead and shield that one. Do I shield this one? Yeah, I do shield this one. I need to get a Scorching Sands off, and I'm thinking I could probably get to one. Excuse me. Probably get to one more, and I do get to it. However, they could safely shield this and farm down. Although I do resist all the moves, as we know, with the Carbink. And Carbink is going to be able to get off the move. So I'm like, they do the Poison Fang, right? That I didn't shield into my Carbink. As long as I could farm down, they do get to a move. If this is Earth Power, this KOs. If it's Poison Fang, it's not going to KO me. Ooh, that's painful. It does KO me. But look at that. Polisand comes in and we both go down at the same time. GG's, my friend. So that is going to be a beautiful tie. Against the Nidoqueen lead, I'm not disappointed about the tie. You feel me? Either way, look at that. We're going to be able to get a 4... Actually, I tied one, so technically a 4-1-1, I guess you would consider. No, we didn't lose, so 4-0-1, whatever you call it. Either way, who cares? Because we hit Legend. Let's go. Picking up the Gita style pose. The pose is okay. I mean, I want the pose no matter what. Not my favorite pose, but I like it. As for next season, my prediction is that Cynthia is going to be the Legend pose and outfit just because the Sinnoh toy is likely coming, right? I would be shocked if it wasn't. We had Steven. I kind of remastered Steven for the Hoenn toy. We already had Steven in the past, but they did it again last year. I think we'll get Cynthia, I'm pretty sure, next year. But anyway, that was a great season. I'll probably upload my Pikachu Libre set as well another day. But either way, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.